I came to the hospital approximately 7 years ago after 30 years in law enforcement, and the majority of that at executive level. During the time here in Franklin when I was in law enforcement, I became acquainted with Comtech, who was the integrator for Kenwood, and I fell in love with Kenwood radios. I had used other radios in the past, and I had a great experience with Kenwood. So the first thing I wanted to do when I came here to the hospital is to look at our system, see what we had, and see where we were going. When I looked at what we had, I had the other brand, and I wanted Kenwood, and that's what we did. We switched over to the Kenwood radios, and we're very, very happy with the Kenwood. Did a great job, and again, our integrator was great, and everything was just, couldn't be any better. I guess it was about 1.5 years ago, I'd been reading what the government was going to do as far as narrowing the ban on analog radios, and we had the opportunity to install a new repeater, and I decided that it'd be a good time to go ahead and do a digital repeater, hoping that down the road I could switch over to the new digital radio system. Once the repeater came in, I started working on our budget to get the new radios, and we were able to get them, and they have made all the difference in the world. The previous radios were really good, but we had dead spots in the hospital. Obviously in the security business you can't afford a dead spot. If something bad happens, you need to hear it and you need to be able to dispatch to it. And we were just amazed that the new digital radio, there were no dead spots. There weren't any dead spots anywhere in the hospital. As a matter of fact, they're so quiet sometimes that you have to ask yourself, boy, did it work? Not only do we not have dead spots, but we have some privacy now in the radio system that we weren't able to have with the analog system. We have a radio patch on our system, so that our telephone patch, so that if we're not in the office, people that need to get in touch with us, they can call our number and it transfers over to our radio. Well, under the analog system, the PBX operator could hear us, and everybody else, anybody with a scanner, could hear those conversations. And it's really important to us that those conversations be kept private. While under the new system, nobody can hear those nobody can hear the conversations. Our PBX operator, when she calls us, we hear her, and we can switch over to her analog base station and then switch back to what we're doing. When we get telephone calls, it comes over the digital side, and we're the only ones that can hear it and the people we're talking to. So that gives us more than the privacy that we were looking at. We also were able to set up a talk-around system for our supervisors so that we could talk specifically to each other without having to have any of our personnel listen to our conversations. What's unique about that is somebody said, well, you can use a telephone. Well, telephones require you to dial a number. And in the hospital, it's easy to dial a 4-digit number, but on a cell phone, it's not so easy sometimes. With our radio system, we just click, say, go to our special channel, and we go to it, and we can talk all we want, and then go back. We were talking earlier about incident command and those types of situations. Those situations are usually pretty pressure-filled, and we found that when you have to use a cellular telephone or a wireless phone, you've got to stop and remember, now who do I want to call, where's the number that I want to call, and a lot of times that just doesn't work. And it's even worse when the systems are down and you can't use them. And what we found that press the button, you talk to who you want to talk to. Simple change of the channel, you're talking to somebody else. Direct communication, instant communication, and only to the people that you want to talk to. It's really worked well for us, and it's worked well for us with people that have never used these. Non-law enforcement background people that use them can use them, and it works.